Okay, so it took me a little while and longer because I had to reboot my system here. I had some technical difficulties where the audio wasn't being detected. So imagine, it working last night just fine, Windows installing new updates today, and then all of a sudden, the computer says, "Hey, where's my audio device?" So anyway, I am Philadelphia Metro Weather's meteorologist Mike Griffith here with a special edition of Philadelphia Metro Weather tonight, covering the East Coast storm here on the Hampton Roads area in Virginia. However, I'm going to focus tonight on the forecast for not only the Hampton Roads area, but also the Northeast. As you can see right here on current radar, the area of surface low pressure is still off the coast of North Carolina, just kind of sitting right here and spinning its wheels. A bulk of the heavy rain that was coming onshore into the Hampton Roads area yesterday has pretty much shifted up and north and west of the major cities. Right now, the heaviest of rain is occurring right now over central Pennsylvania, right up here in the yellow reflectivities. We're going to zoom in here a little bit further, and we're going to see that all the heaviest rain pretty much shifted up to the north of us. When I say us, I'm talking between Richmond and Norfolk down here where I'm living right now. And it's pretty much shifted up into the Appalachians right now, up into the mountains. So this system is really stalled right here. It's been cut off from its main flow in the jet stream. And you can expect a lot of dreary wet weather here, pretty much from anywhere from the Outer Banks northward up through the major cities this weekend even. Right now, current surface analysis showing a lot of airports in the eastern seaboard area are socked in anywhere with colors from blue to red, indicating IFR conditions. That means airplanes have to fly on instruments, which means they can't see the ground, which implies that the weather isn't that great. So we have a lot of rain, current rainfall going on, heavier rain up in Harrisburg, up in Pennsylvania right here. The Delmarva Peninsula pretty much socked in with low-level clouds and precipitation. The winds in this area aren't all that impressive. It's more just a stalled out system, just actually probably weakening at this point, with the highest sustained winds up around northeast Philadelphia right now with gusts of 21 knots, which is probably about 30 miles per hour. So the same winds that were down here yesterday are only in a slim portion up around Pennsylvania and the Philadelphia region up around here today. The current infrared satellite shows this northeast low pressure system moving up on into New England, but really the main low and the surface, if you can see it, it's really dim right down here. But that's a lot of low-level clouds right here, just kind of circulating right around here, and it's just been sitting there spinning its wheels, not going anywhere. And truthfully, it looks like this system has dissipated for the most part. And the highest energy right now is up over central Pennsylvania and out over the ocean over here. In fact, this is probably the most impressive part of the storm right here over the central mountains of Pennsylvania, where they've been getting pretty heavy rain right now this far tonight. So let's see, what do we have next here on the list of interest? This system out here coming out of the Rockies, digging out of a trough, is not going to affect us. If anything, it's going to cause a lot of rain out here in the Central Plains and probably some flooding due to areas out in western South Dakota that recently had a lot of snow. A freak blizzard that happened out there last week, and all this rain on top of that snowpack is going to probably cause some flooding out in this area. So you might see that in the news as this system out here in the west lifts on up into the Hudson Bay out of our way. And that system is not going to affect us. So let's look at the current models here, courtesy of AccuWeather.com. And there goes that system lifting northeast up into Canada, which is not going to affect us. And that coastal low seems to linger around the Hampton Roads area and off the coast of North Carolina. The models are currently indicating even through Monday at this point. And it looks like the rain tapers off into Tuesday, although I would imagine the clouds hang around. And here comes our next system right here on Tuesday of next week, a low-pressure system out in the plains with associated cold front probably bringing some showers and storms. Some may even be severe out here in Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, and northern Texas. And this system pretty much sweeps eastward and brings with it a lot of energy. This right here is a lot of upper atmospheric circulation, which is essentially just a lot of cold air. And it looks like a shot of it finally comes down into the plains. And it's not unheard for them to see snow this early in the season in October. This windy high upper level energy situation right here will cause a great deal of fall to finally come through the October 19th, which is next Saturday. So something of interest right here, and I did mention snow in my Philadelphia Metro Weather Facebook update, that whenever you see a 540 line right here, there's one over the eastern Kentucky and there's one up here through northern New England. You can pretty much safely assume, not always, but as a rule, especially if you want to think snow and you're positive about snow, that when you get right around this line or north of it where it's colder, you can see flakes flying. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look as far as possible as this model will reach out into the future, which in this case is going to be the 26th of October, and this is a Saturday, early Friday night, early Saturday morning. Look at this. Philadelphia is above the 540 line, which means it's going to be cold. It could dip down into the 30s by the 26th of October. And it is not totally unheard of to see snow. And yes, I did just say that four-letter word, S-N-O-W, right around Halloween up in Pennsylvania there. So a drastic cool down looks like it's finally coming later in this month in October. Okay, so here goes a system right down here, a pretty strong one, right around the 22nd. It dips well to the south, and that is probably what's going to bring our temperatures down a lot here in the eastern part of Virginia and also up around Philadelphia. This is the Penn State EWAL long-term climate outlook page, otherwise known as the spaghetti plot. It's basically a bunch of computer models run that over here on the right side panel. They all are not in exact agreement as where certain thickness lines are, which is basically temperature profiles. So anywhere where it's red is going to be greater thickness. Green's going to be medium thickness, and blue is going to be the least amount of thickness, and that coincides with temperatures, just like you would a hot air balloon. The red thickness means it's going to be warmer. This is pretty much medium temperature range, and this is cold. I mean, Arctic style. Up in Alaska, in the Brooks Range, they've already had snow almost every day in the forecast right up around here. So they've already started to see their winter already, which probably isn't totally surprising. Or maybe if you want to be a snow enthusiast, it could be totally surprising. And it could be snowing up there very early in the year. What's really of interest right now is next week, this big area up over Greenland, this big red area is called a Greenland block. And what that means is that it's blocking the weather pattern that comes out of the United States, so low pressure systems cannot cleanly exit up off the northeast coast, which means that they're going to just either take a different path, which is going to bring low pressure systems further to our south, which means more cold air and a greater chance of snow, or the storm is going to sit over New England and spin its wheels and draw in cold air from the Hudson Bay over Canada. So this is an interesting pattern right here, especially since we saw it last year with Sandy. In fact, that's what caused the storm to be so intense, was one of these Greenland blocks that were up over here. This blue right here is colder than normal height anomaly, which means that there's going to be a lot of chances for snow here in the middle part of the country, in the Minnesota, Wisconsin, and all that. So this looks like our pattern here through the 20th of October. And if I go all the way out through the 24th, it looks like the model didn't compute properly, or those model runs aren't in yet. We have a nice blue, not deep blue, but a cold temperature anomaly here through the 24th of October. So I'd be on the lookout for Halloween and seeing if we couldn't get a pumpkin snow, where our Halloween decorations are actually covered with the white stuff. Anyway, here, as this system weakens and basically just spits little drizzle and rain over Hampton Roads and also Philadelphia, that's about as much as it's going to get. That's about as exciting as it's going to get. Again, the winds aren't really that impressive. This isn't a huge storm. It's not a huge deal. So we're just going to monitor it, and we might not even post any more video updates regarding this storm in the future, so it's just going to kind of fizzle out. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this discussion. Catch us on Facebook at facebook.com/Philly Metro Weather. or you can type in the search engine Philadelphia Metro Weather on Facebook, and that is our official weather page. You don't have to sign up for it. You don't have to like it to see all the updates. You can just go to it if you want to. Um, I am meteorologist Mike Griffith here for Philadelphia Metro Weather Special Edition with the East Coast Storm here, and I will be signing off. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast.